Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to Hollyoaks Weekly Roundup. We missed a week or two in there, and I'm gonna now do one for this week of Hollyoaks. Why? Because this week of Hollyoaks talks about and it dives into the fake out. So spoilers, in Tuesday's episode, Frankie and JJ, they finally get to talk, and JJ finally admits what he did to her, and he acknowledges, he starts off kind of making shit up and having empty words, but in the end he ends up actually talking about it for real, talking about how, everything was so uncomfortable and everything was so unsettled, so I felt like I need to control something. And in the end, when Frankie started to thrive, he was jealous, he was resentful, he felt like he needed to stop it, he needed to tear her down, which is a more interesting way, and they finally do it. And JJ finally says, I do love you though, and understands that in a sense he is also in pain. He knows his life is over. Yeah, sure, he may die, but also if he doesn't, he's going to prison. And he says he's sorry, and he says he loves her, but she's not fussed. She still says I hate you, because she does. Just fucking Frankie is of no fucking need to forgive her abuser. That would just be fucked up. So they have this confrontation. He has pneumonia, and he gets back into his hospital. He kind of collapses in a way, and then they sit aside. He says, Frankie, I've done a confession. It's on this phone. I've done a full confession, and a full video confession. It's there if you need it. I am sorry. I'm sad that I've caused all this pain to you. And then his favorite song plays, Stand By Me. And then he flatlines, the heart rate monitor flatlines. It goes to null. And it's like, oh shit. Have they killed him? Have they actually killed him? And that's the episode 2. That's the ending of episode 2. But then in 3, it then comes to turn out that they've actually stabilized him and he is still alive. So she has this confession, and he's still alive, and Frankie plans to give him the bone meal. Play too much Minecraft. Frankie is gonna try do the bone marrow transplant so he can get better and he can face justice. Now, the hidden sleeper, of course, because I think it's Ryan Mulvey. Ryan Mulvey and Isabel Smith are two very talented actors. And, because they are twins, they have this intrinsic bond. They have this intrinsic chemistry, and all of their scenes together are incredible. As I've said before, I'm not trying to overrate it at all, but Isabel Smith is probably the most talented young actor in soap right now. And I fucking mourn the day that she decides to leave, because if she doesn't do more, something's gonna be fucking wrong. Someone's failed her, and it's not her. And then the day after, you start to realize that Darren's not okay. Now, Ashley Taylor Dawson is also he's definitely received a lot of very good storylines these last couple of years, which has definitely made me enjoy the character much more. When I started watching Hollyoaks, I thought Darren was just the annoying fucker who made all the shit jokes, and it's like, I'd fuck off Darren. But obviously what you realize is that's just a front, and he does it as like a coping mechanism to try and deal with how he feels. And Darren's previously suffered with depression. He was heavily involved with Kyle Kelly, who took his own life, and they tried to set up their own like man club, I guess, is the idea. But Darren is inconsolable. Darren is beside himself, and what nearly made me cry is him talking with Tony and Robbie just like everything is my fault. everything. JJ hurt Frankie because of me. And just the whole, you can tell that he has the weight of the world on his shoulders. It's really, really intense. It was also really, really well done. And as a result, he gets a call from Nancy. He ignores it. He walks out the pub, and he drops his phone and just leaves. Seemingly, he is gone for now. We don't know where he's gone or what he's doing. And this leaves Nancy and Jack to try and take care of Frankie, who has gotten pissed drunk. And she's inconsolable, and you know, she's happy in being drunk. And then her, like, Vicky and Lucas are trying to help out. And in the end, Frankie and Lucas get her bed. He's kind of comforting her, and she says, "Lucas, I love you. You know, I'm safe with you. You're the only person I truly love." And obviously Lucas says, "I love you too." And she goes, No, you don't understand. I love you." And then gives him a kiss on the lips. Which, and people are worried. I don't think Lucas isn't gonna return on this. He knows he's gay. He's been through everything. He's been through conversion therapy to get to this point. Lucas is gay, and he's very openly and proudly gay at this point. So I don't think they'd do it. And it leads to an interesting thing where, because for years she was being abused by her brother, I always thought it was an interesting thing, and I remember having a dream relatively like this, but I think that Frankie's got a very distorted view of love. She doesn't believe she deserves love, so she can it seems like she attributes love to comfort and safety, and now I think that will lead to her making some questionable decisions with who she picks to be with, because, you know, she wants to feel comfortable, she wants to feel secure. And Lucas, who is her best friend, you know, I feel like a lot of these feelings have been attributed to him, because, you know, when he's with her, she's safe and he doesn't take advantage of her. And I think it's an interesting thing, and I think we're definitely going to see it, is Frankie at this point would have a very distorted way of love, and a very distorted way of showing, like, intimacy and togetherness. And I think this is just going to be an extra sign, but also she's really drunk and Lucas is being comforting, so fair enough. I don't think it's going to bridge a gap. So people were rightfully upset at the idea that JJ was going to die, and that would be the bitter pill, the way out. But they've used it as a reason for JJ to finally address his actions, and since he made it out of this, like, you know, this immediate hit, I do now believe that JJ will actually go to prison. He will get better, he will get healthier, and I do think he will, like, go to court and Frankie will get her justice. It's been a much more positive sign. Obviously, they're not trying to redeem him, because I don't think you can redeem JJ. He's been sexually abusing his sister on and off for years, and now he's admitted to it. So I do now believe that they will go the route of giving him his comeuppance. I do genuinely believe that, and I look forward to seeing how they portray it. Once again, stellar performances from Ashley Taylor-Dawson, Isabel Smith, Dylan Mulvey, or Ryan Mulvey. I think it's Ryan Mulvey, I believe. I fuck it up each time anyways, but full credit. And I don't think they've degraded the story. Fucking hell, excuse me. I think it's you can understand why people would have gotten upset, because they did fake it out, but I think it was done in an interesting way. And just because it's not the way that we all would have wanted it to happen, doesn't mean that we're probably going to get to the same. I honestly believe we'll get to the same conclusion regardless. We've taken a bit of a detour, but I do believe that JJ will go to prison for his actions, and that means Frankie can struggle to try and rebuild her life after all this turmoil and all of this problem. So yeah, it's and once again, it's another look into Darren's mental health, which is always a good thing to see. It's always a important thing to see because, like I said, Ashley Taylor Dawson is a powerhouse. The last couple of years at Hollyoaks, it's been his fucking show. It's been him and Mercedes, and they have been the driving force of the show. When he was supporting her through the mental health stuff, like, genuinely, he is fantastic. And I look forward to seeing what's going to happen next week. And that's it for the Hollyoaks Weekly Roundup. No, it's a bit shorter, but I'm a little bit ill, so I'm not exactly feeling on tip-top shape. Been very busy as well. But yeah, tell me what you think about the Frankie and JJ storyline. Tell me in the comment section down below. I've been Ash from Watching Walford. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.